I don't know who needs to hear this, but you cannot make a person see what you want them to see, hear what you want them to hear, or be open-minded to what they're not willing to be open-minded to. A person who does not want to grow is not willing to listen to what it is that you have to say or teach. A person who's hell-bent on only believing what it is they learn, what it is they think they know, what it is that they're stuck on, is not going to listen to you. A lot of times they come across as know-it-alls because that's what they think they do, know-it-all. If you notice, a lot of people tend to treat the ones who truly love them and care about them in some of the worst ways. They'll believe a lie before they believe in truth. They'll make up a story before they believe the real story. They'll give their love to fake friends and fake family and phony ass coworkers. But the one who's truly doing all the work in front of the scenes, on the sides, behind the scenes, a lot of times they'll say more instead of thank you. And they'll expect for you to accept that. Now, I had to learn that the hard way, but I'm here to teach you about it so you don't have to. I'm sharing my experiences with you so you can learn from my mistakes and for some of the things that I did right. Because I didn't always do things wrong. There's a lot of times I got it right. If people are not listening to what you say, stop talking to them. If you said it more than once, it ain't that they didn't hear you. They just don't care. If you can't respectfully have a conversation with somebody without them becoming defensive, telling you to get over something, and we haven't scratched the surface of anything that's going to work on healing the situation, that's because they have no interest in doing that, and they're not sorry that they did. You have to realize that folks will cut you off before you can disclose who they really are. And if they're not honest with themselves, they're not going to be honest with you. If you find that every time you're talking to someone and they're not listening to what you say, or they're saying, well, I don't believe that, stop talking to them. Because the truth is that you're wasting your breath. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your energy trying to prove something to someone who just doesn't give a you know what. So don't do that to yourself. There has been many times where I found myself hollering and screaming to the top of my lungs to get someone to hear what I was saying, to listen to my words, to feel what I was feeling, to believe what I was saying. And the worst part is, it's usually the closest ones to you. A grandfather or a father so immersed in what they believe and so stuck in their ways, they're always giving unsolicited advice but will take none from anybody else. A grandmother or a mother who's always preaching respect the man who clearly has abused her, has abused the kids. Then they become mad at the world when that man up and leaves their ass. Some of them even bold enough to accuse the kids of why that relationship failed. Brothers and sisters that you don't talk to unless they need something, and they take the side of that abusing parent as long as they can have their way. Or they grow up and become effed up individuals and repeat the cycle. Generational curses that continue to plague our families time and time again because nobody wants to step up and be the change. Then when you get the hollering because you're trying to prove your point, now you're crazy. Something's wrong with you. Then when you turn to substances that control your spirit, your mind, and deplete your health and your body, now you're an addict or alcoholic. Now the behaviors that you display are the issue instead of the elephant in the room, instead of the underlying root in the room or in your life that cause you to turn to those substances in the first place. So now they can say, see, I told you they were the problem. No, you were the problem. You were the example of problems that led to problematic children, teenagers, and adults. They weren't listening to you when you were expressing your problems because they were too busy causing them. And we grow up indoctrinated in all this BS simply to control our minds. And when you can control somebody's mind, you can control their body. And they don't want to hear anything outside of that. Because in their mind, you're wrong and they're right, regardless of how they wanted to treat you, how they've been treating you, okay? And the things that they knew were not right. So like I said before, when they show you they don't care and they don't listen, leave them folks behind. They only call you when they want something from you, leave those folks behind. Because we are soul family. This video will find who it needs to find. And all those lurking on my page with all them fake pages and stuff like that, y'all need to get a life. Because real recognize real, and that's all there is to be said about that. The fact that you're even stalking somebody's page is crazy in itself. And the fact that you don't even see it that way and you enjoy that kind of madness says a lot about you. So anyway, if you're in a situation where you're being hurt, you're being neglected, you're being abused in any kind of way, reach out to someone who's going to listen and help you. If when you speak to someone and they don't want to get involved in helping you, that's not your person. If you speak to the fact of your truth and what's going on in your situation and they say, I don't believe you, that is not your person. If you try to teach someone a new way of looking at something and they don't want to be taught, that is not your person. If a person starts trying to downplay or dismiss what you're telling them, that is not your person. If they say things like, yeah, right, that's not true, that didn't happen, you're making stuff up, that is not your person. If they're trying to tell you how you should think, how you should feel, what you should do, because this situation is not what they want to discuss, or they're trying to gaslight you or change your opinion about something, that is not your person. The Most High didn't give you your own thought process for nothing. The Most High didn't give you intuition for nothing. The reason why they're trying to get you to change your mind frame and go against your intuition is out of sheer confusion, trying to control you and the narrative on what it is trying to say what it is that you feel ain't right. You shouldn't feel that. What it is you see, you didn't see, you never saw. What it is you've been through, either let it go or you didn't go through it. That is not your person. That is not your people. And unfortunately, like I said, it's usually the closest ones to us. And it hurts so bad because you have to go through the process of letting them go. Sometimes that's all you know. That's all you have at the time. And it can suck. It does suck. Let's keep it real. And there's nothing worse than living in a household with a jealous person, an envious spirit, whether it be your mother, your father, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, or someone who you share a bed with. So stay tuned for more. It's your girl. And in the next video that I make, when I talk about some serious topics, we're going to talk about living in a household with those jealous people. Be sure to follow me on YouTube. Thank you for all my new subscribers. And like I said, stay tuned for more.